Good evening everybody and welcome to Sim Experience SA to our 2022 BMW M2 CS Racing Cup Season 1. We're a bit early tonight, so we're actually currently in the practice session. Thought I'd jump in a little bit early so the guys can see how the practice session goes, just to catch the end of it. I see quite a few of our drivers aren't here tonight, so I'm not sure if they're away doing whatever else, but unfortunately, numbers are kind of lowish tonight, but we'll let the show go on. So let's get up our information so everyone knows what's happening. Let's first of all play the intro so we know who we are and where we are. I'm your commentator Dennis Mitchell, your broadcast director of Sim Experience SA. This is round 5 coming to you from Laguna Seca, which is in America. Quite a short track, only 3 kilometers, but very, very challenging. The most famous corner, of course, or complex of corners, is known as the corkscrew, where it drops about 4 stories or 3 stories. So a fantastic track, really challenging, no real runoff. There's sand everywhere, so hopefully the guys enjoy it and have a good round. As you see Bjorn going off there. So this is our round 5 of our 8-round championship. Following round will be the Red Bull Ring, then we'll have Tor Poznan, and then we will have Suzuka West. That will conclude Season 1. We will then have a Porsche Cup, which will then be, I believe, 8 rounds as well, and then we will be following that with Season 2 of the BMW Cup at 8 new tracks. Alright, so let's have a look at the times as the guys are coming across here. Jason Underwood on a 34.058 from Mika Abrams, from Chris Collison, so 3 of them separated by only 0.066. It's pretty close. Then Jean-Andre Dupinot, and then our championship leader Timo Smit in 5th place, Ross Human in 6th place, Andre Hildebrandt in 7th, Bjorn Buchner in 8th, Peter Murray in 9th. And we only have 11 drivers, so sorry, just getting thrown off a little bit there. Hilton Dickerson in 10th and Herman Neverhout in 11th. We usually have 18, 19-ish drivers, so not too sure where everyone is tonight. I see a lot of them have been on the server and done practice time, so slightly lower numbers race, but it should still be a good race. Certainly with the top 3 fighting the way they are, and Timo going to have to fight hard to keep his championship lead. As the server now ticks over to the next session, we are going to have a quick look at the previous session's results. So we can tick it over like this. And we can see that is Jason Underwood in 1st, Mika Abrams 2nd, Chris Collison in 3rd. Sorry, I keep saying Jean-Andre, it's Jean-Andre Dupinot. Hopefully I'm saying that better now. Timo Smit in 5th. Ross Human in 6th. That seems to think that we have 2 6th places there, but Andre Hildebrandt in 7th, Bjorn Buchner in 8th, in 9th Peter Moran in 10th, Hilton Dickerson, and let's see if we can get 11th would be Herman Neverhout. So while we're here, let's have a look at our season standings as well. So currently we have Timo Smit taking the championship lead after the previous round, getting the victory there, and his championship contenders having a bit of a bad round. So Jason staying in 2nd, but Mika dropping down to 4th, and Chris rising up to 3rd. So a little changing in the top 4 apart from Jason. Andre Dupinot staying in 5th. Peter Geldenhuis moved up to 6th. He's not here at the moment tonight, not sure where he is. Pity, because he's been getting stronger and stronger. Stanton Augustus unfortunately couldn't make it tonight due to work commitments, so hopefully everything goes smoothly there. Herman Neverhout has worked his way up to 8th in the championship. Sean Weber, hopefully he'll be back soon as well, we're missing him. Harvey Gross also not here tonight, he's in 10th place at the moment. And in 11th place we have Andre Hildebrandt, who's also been getting stronger. Marius van Beek also away due to work commitments tonight. Rian van der Westhuizen not able to make it at the moment, it seems. Ross Human missed one race, but had two bad ones. His first round was actually very good. Donnie's Thunder missed the previous round. I'm not sure where he is tonight. Basil van Rain also missed 2 rounds, came back strong at the last round. Really had solid pace, not here yet tonight. Sean Johnson, also he's missed the last 2 rounds, not sure where he is, hopefully he'll be back soon. Bjorn Buchner also coming strong at the last round, having a solid position there. Peter Murray also starting to find his footing. Hilton Nickerson in 20th. 21st, Hilke Verenigde, then Mario Klaassen, Sean Olivier and Stephen Castellan. Right, so let's get up to qualifying speed and see, as we see Mika running a bit off track there. For some reason the graphic with Mika's car is not working properly, so apologies for that, but I have managed to get the other graphics working correctly. So for example, if we were to look at Andre Dippenaar, you'll see we now see his car graphic in the bottom, so that actually now matches. It's a little minor thing, but it's good to see the proper the car graphics, so we know who we're looking at. So the times aren't yet on the board. We have a 15-minute qualifying session. We're now 12 minutes left. Nicely to the corkscrew there. Good exit out of there as well. Missing the apex just slightly there. Right into the final turn. For some reason the cameraman didn't think we needed to see the end of the lap. I guess it's because Jason is just at the fastest middle sector. So Mika currently is only, well, there's 3 drivers that currently have time, so Mika only went for relative time of a 1:34.279. So I'm not sure why Jason backed out of it there. You see Timo then moving over there. Now, there's several of the skins that the drivers have that are really fantastic. That skin that Mick is driving in was created by Monet Deploy. It's a really fantastic skin. It just stands out and has a really cool theme, the Back to the Future theme. So yeah, well done to Monet for that creation. And some of the other skins that are really, really fantastic, of course, are Bjorn Buchner with his Team Gunston. He's sort of very well known for his Team Gunston, and that was created by Rian van der Westhuizen, so that looks fantastic. And then we have Ross Human with his Team America skin. Unfortunately, we don't have some of the other ones that they created, which were the 24-hour emergency car, that medical car, that looked absolutely amazing. We have some of the police cars that Rian's created for Sean Johnson. He's got the, I believe it's a flying squad car, and then there's another police car that's around. And then of course another one that's created by Rian is Hilton's skin, which he's now driving in tonight. And then of course we have Andre Dippenaar with his skin, the PZN panel beaters. His teammate Basil not here tonight. They would be running the same colour scheme. And then of course Chris and Jason running their 4 above racing colours as well. One with red trim, one with yellow trim. So currently at the front, I'm going to let the camera start doing its thing the way it should. We have Mika Abrams on a 34.086. Jason Underwood 0.089 behind him. And Chris currently is second off, so Chris is driver that hasn't yet actually put in a relative time. Timo Smith now popping it into 4th place, 1.1 off at the moment. He hasn't had much time to practice, unfortunately, so it's kind of an arrive and drive. Just shows the talent of the driver to be able to arrive and straight away put the car in 4th place. He had of course done some laps a month or so back in practice sessions, but everything's changed since then. And having not driven the track since then, and to just jump in, get home, jump in and drive, it's hats off to him. Right, Jason 0.1 up in sector 1 at the moment. Is that his teammate or Andre in front of him? I believe it's Andre in front of him, so he might get held up slightly. Yeah, he's slightly up in the middle sector. 5 thousandths up. Yes, Andre's also been putting on a bit of pace last 2 rounds, so maybe he won't hold him up too much, but it looks like unfortunately he is going to get held up just enough to not get his fastest time. Or Andre also trying to do his fastest time. Oh, as a result, Andre has to go wide and spins. Jason comes through. Mika is now done at 33.8. I believe that's the fastest time on the server to date. Previous fastest was a 33.9 by Chris. So Chris and Jason have both, well, Jason has improved, sorry, Chris has improved. Jason did not improve on that previous, unfortunately was just slightly down in the final sector. So the lap times are slowly improving as the track is gripping up. So Mick having a pretty bad middle sector, but unfortunately was 1.5 tenths up in the first sector, so that was kind of thrown away. Depending on how he finishes now, I don't think he will improve. No, he was yellow in the final sector, meaning he didn't improve. Now the yellow flag in sector 2. See if we can get a bit of an on-road then with Nico. Let's see the gap to Jason at the moment. Jason's quite far back on the track. We don't want to see that, we want to see that. So we're currently sitting at a 3/10 gap. Lead through the corkscrew. Nice wide entry there. You can see how the track's rubbering up there, all the grip that's been put down there. At the start of the practice session, none of the grip was there. Going the curb, quiet the curbs nicely there. Unfortunately not improving on that lap. So how is Jason doing? Also not improving on that lap. Good evening to Denise in the YouTube comments. Currently our only comment. The quiet start. As we see Hilton rolling his car. Hopefully the medics get to him promptly. It was probably 3 or 4 rolls by the look of it. Actually 5. Surprised the car is still able to drive after that. The Germans build tough cars. Jason having a bit of an incident there, just getting a bit of a outside rear on the dirt by the looks of things. And Chris is closed right up behind him, so Jason and Chris are pretty close on lap time at the moment. Jason's car looking a little bit second hand though. You might want to pit and head out with a fresh car, because that's probably going to slow him down a bit. Alright, Jason bringing his beaten up BMW across the line. Let's see if he's going to head off for a faster lap as we see Timo's improving. Always trust Timo to get stronger and stronger, and he usually comes even stronger in the race. So let's see if we can stick with Timo for the rest of his lap. He's coming across there, took a bit too much curb. I think it might have slowed his exit slightly. And Timo only taking a tenth off his time, so still 1.1 off. Let's have a look at another driver that has, right, well, Mika's actually improving, so let's stick with Mika. Perhaps we should go on board with Mika since he's on to improve still. Almost a tenth at the moment, a fraction over a tenth. And just getting too much on the dirt and around it goes. That's the problem with Laguna Seca. It's very easy to do that. Very unforgiving track if you go beyond the limits. Alright, so let's have a look at another car that's looking quite nice graphic wise, is Peter Moreira's car. He's running wide slightly and Timo coming past. Well, then perhaps we should stick with Timo. Timo had a green first sector. Unfortunately he's lost a lot in the middle sector. So a pretty solid first sector. Very average middle sector. Let's see how the lap ends. Perhaps if he gets the final corner right, he can still make up a little bit of time. He seemed to lose a bit in the final corner on the previous lap. It looked a bit better. I'll let the camera go away from here. Let's go back on board. So currently 1.1 off. Let's see what he improves. There we go. 2 tenths dropped. Slowly improving at 34.8 now. Looking very close between Yandra and Ross at the moment. So let's have a look at Ross. Ross is currently in the pits with only 40 something seconds left to go. I had not realized how fast qualifying has gone. It's been pretty close. So Ross currently 1.7 off, 1.798 off, and Yandre 1.747 off, so they're both on a very competitive time of 1:35.610 and a 1:35.660. As I say that, Yandre has just improved to 1:35.454. Of course, Ross being in the pits, he won't be improving. Not sure what happened there with Jason. So some of our drivers are currently in the pits. Chris is in the pits, Yandre. Getting a little bit sidetracked with who's in the pits and who's not. So Andre Hildebrandt, Bjorn Bruckner, Hayman and Hilton are all in the pits at the moment. And that's the end of Mika's chance to improve. Let's see, is there anyone that can possibly challenge at the moment? Jason is on track but not improving, slower than usual lap. And I think just, I'm not sure if Jason is having some kind of internet issue. He seems to be disappearing a lot. And we have James Crook in the YouTube comments. Hello James, glad to have you watching us here. And we have Lynn as well. Lynn, I guess, cheering on for Jason. So let's head off to an ad break and we'll be back with you shortly. Hopefully we won't see any more connection issues like we just saw with Jason. Right, welcome back everyone to the Sim Experience 2022 BMW M2 Cup. I'm your commentator Dennis Mitchell, your broadcast director is Sim Experience SA. This is round 5 coming to you live from Laguna Seca in California. This will be a 30-minute race. Round 5 of an 8-round championship. So as we look at our schedule, we have Red Bull Ring following this, then we have Tor Poznan in Poland, and then we have Suzuka West in Japan. So let's have a look at our starting order. So in pole position we have Mika Abrams. In second place we have Jason Underwood. In third place we have Chris Collison, and in fourth place Timo Smit, our championship leader. In fifth place, Jandre Duppenaar. In sixth place, Andre Hildebrandt. Seventh place, Bjorn Buchner. And in eighth place, Herman Nivert. In ninth place, we have Peter Murray. And in 10th place, Milton Nixon. I'm not sure, but we've lost one of the drivers, and I'm not sure which one it is, so sorry about that. Bit of a shame. So, row 11 is now 10. I believe it's Ross Human that we have lost. So I'm not sure what happened with Ross. That's a bit of a shame. Unless Ross had a connection issue and disconnected. It was a shame because Ross was on good pace there. Would have given Andre a good fight there with Andre behind them as well. So as the drivers are slowly coming around to the grid, so Mika making his way around the final corner, doing everything he can to get those tyres warmed up. That's of course a practice that some drivers say does make a difference and others say it doesn't make a difference. Right, so here we go, getting ready with 5 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1, and we're away. Right, let's hope for a good clean start. Mika on the inside here, Jason going around the outside, Chris and Timo side by side behind them, and Jandre right behind Timo as well, so nice and clean by the looks of it through the first corner. Although I think they call that turn 2 actually. The kink on the straight I believe is turn 1. Right, so Mika getting a nice clean start, and unfortunately for the others it looks like he's not going to be challenged. He's pretty much on his own at the moment. We have a yellow flag in sector 1, not too sure who has caused that. It might have just been by someone dropping a wheel onto the dirt. Unfortunately is at the back, so possibly he's had, yeah, Andre Hildebrandt has had a bit of an issue. Not sure what happened to him. Okay, let's head back here. So Andre taking up 5th place, a little bit of a train here, 1st to 5th, sitting nicely behind Timo. Oh, sorry, we're on board with Timo, sitting nicely behind Chris. So Andre should be directly behind, I believe. Yes. So it looks like Mika's putting a slight gap at the moment from Jason. Definitely got the pace in the opening few laps when it comes to the races. Seems to get his tyres hooked up nicer. Perhaps that weaving is working for him. The others seem to take a bit longer to get their tyres up to speed, but then they seem to last a bit better. Maybe that was turn 1, now we're up to turn 2. Nice tight line here. So Andre getting it quite sideways. Timo getting a bit of a drift on there as well. So pushing hard. And hanging in there at the moment with Chris. Throwing a bit of dirt up in Andre's face there. Currently we have Bjorn Buchner in 6th place. I believe he was one of the drivers that has gained at the start, and Hammond also to 7th, and Peter Murray in 8th, and Hilton currently in 9th with Andre, that's dropped down to 10th. So Mika currently with a 1.2 second lead over Jason, and Timo currently in 3rd place. So managing to get past Chris. I believe Chris made a mistake. I'm getting a bit wide then, almost losing it on the exit. Mika is setting the fastest lap of the race at 134.274. So Jason behind, Mika is setting a 134.6, so 4 tenths slower at the moment. So Mika slowly pulling up the gap. Just a reminder, if you're enjoying what you are watching, remember to please like and subscribe. And also give thanks to our sponsor Alwin. If you need any automotive glass or aluminium, you can head over to www.alwin.co.za, and I'm sure they will have something for your needs. And we're having a good race at the moment, solid 5th place. Pretty close to Chris. Now I'm surprised Chris has had a moment or two obviously, but he's definitely been one of the pace setters, and he was the fastest driver coming up into the official practice. He had a 33.9. Not able to do that unfortunately now, but seemingly having a bit of an issue. Here we have Peter Murray right behind Hammond, I think. And I see we have Hilton Nicholson has also unfortunately had a bit of a issue and has a DNF. And once again we have Mika Abrams setting the fastest time, 133.982. Peter Murray's lap times have also improved drastically. He's been languishing at the back for a while, but seemingly found a lot of pace. I think he was 2 and a bit seconds off. He doesn't yet have the consistency, but definitely finding a little bit of pace, so hopefully the consistency comes with that soon. So while we're watching everyone doing their best to survive, let's see if there's any more YouTube comments, and there are. Lynn saying, of course, she's also cheering on for Chris, so apologies there. And James Crook cheering on for Andre. James saying he'll join one day, just needs to practice more. We were pretty quick in those Porsches we drove, James, so it was looking good. Rian saying, sorry, not able to race. No problem, Rian. Hopefully you join us for the next one. And Johan saying, go team Jason and Chris. And James saying, push Andre, let's go, boy. I'm not sure what's happening there. It looked like one of the cars glitching slightly. That might have been Jason. Although he's in a nice open space between Mika and Timo. Fantastic skin of Bjorn's in front of Yandre. So Yandre has obviously made a mistake, but Bjorn has caught and passed him. I believe Yandre has made a mistake, so Bjorn currently up in 5th place at the moment. I think Yandre will get past him. He's definitely got a bit more speed at the moment than Bjorn. Certainly has caught back up to him very quickly. And the yellow flag in sector 1, not sure who that's for. I believe it's then Peter Murray losing it slightly. Looks like he's just lost, hopefully missing the edge of the one tyre there. Hopefully he doesn't get stuck in the next one, and he does. Just hope it hasn't done any severe damage to the car. And for some reason seeing another replay of it. But once is enough. So Yandre has indeed got past Bjorn again. So perhaps we should look at Yandre and then compare times here. So between Timo and Chris, not much in it. 1/10 of a second difference. Chris hanging in there, definitely not letting Timo get away. Let's see, since we actually had the championship points show for the first time beyond top 10, and I'm not sure if that's rFactor that has done a patch because that never used to work. So let's see if the in-race season standings actually works as well. So let's look at our current season standings. So currently we have, for some reason that's showing the wrong page, so sorry about that. Timo Smith currently in the lead. Let's see if we click on this, if it will actually give us the update. And it doesn't. That hasn't yet been fixed. Alright. So the last lap time between Chris and Timo, Chris was 4/10 slower. It's looking like he's getting a little bit more slide on. Timo seems to be a lot stronger towards the end of the race. He seems to have a little bit less slide on. At the beginning he sort of hangs in there, and then at the end he comes strong. So we're just past a third of the race distance, sorry, a third of the race in, 2/3 to go, 20 minutes left. Timo currently 6 seconds back from Jason, so the gap is extending. I'll say that it's come down slightly, but that could have been because of the corkscrew. So we'll keep an eye on that. Perhaps he'll start to now catch Jason. Jason now 3 seconds back from Mika. So Mika clearing off at the moment. So definitely doing his best and fighting hard to take the championship lead back. Unfortunately, Mika having a bad round at the previous round. See Chris getting a little sideways there. How the fortunes change race to race. Definitely not the easiest of tracks. A very fun track. It's kind of like reminds me of a theme park with your roller coaster sort of effect. with all the undulations and that, especially with the corkscrew. But very difficult with such a narrow track relative to other tracks, and dirt on the outside that just slows you down like Chris did there. Just get a wheel on the dirt, and if you can't get it off quick enough, it just drags the car down. And if you're unlucky enough, it spins the car. So unfortunately Mika's right off in the front doing his thing. We're not seeing much of him, so let's have a look at Mika. Working hard and not getting any airtime. You see Jason in the background there. Mika pushing these cars really hard, driving very consistently. I've got to say that his previous lap time was a 34.8, almost a second off his best. It could just be the tyres going, so we will keep an eye on the gap between himself and Jason, but Jason's lap time also, let's see how they Mika about a tenth faster than Jason this lap. The previous lap it was about 4 tenths faster on Jason's side. Maybe Mika's just playing it safe. Let's go have a look at Andre Hildebrandt has managed to, by the looks of things, catch up to Herman. Andre's also had some good pace in the last round or two, and this round in the practice sessions was looking pretty good on the times in the server. Definitely finding a bit more pace as well. These cars are a little bit tricky to drive. They're great fun when you get the hang of them, but yeah, when they go wrong big time. Alright, so let's go have a look at Timo and see. So Timo has still got Chris fairly close behind. Alright, we're at our halfway mark now, 15 minutes done, almost 14 and a half. 15 and a half left to go. So we look at our mid-race results. Mid-race results that aren't showing us anything. Alright, there we go. Okay, Alwin's currently in first place from Jason Underwood, Timo Smith in third, Chris Collison in fourth, Andre Dippenau in fifth, Bjorn Buchner in sixth, Peter Murray in seventh, Herman Nevoet in eighth, Andre Hildebrandt in ninth, and Hilton Nickerson in 10th. Unfortunately, Ross had a disconnect by the looks of things. I presume that's what caused Ross's disappearance. It's Andre right on the back of Herman at the moment. And Peter Murray in their sights as well. I'm not sure if Peter Murray's maybe damaged his car and been slowing down, because he's definitely had a good pace. Andre running really wide there, but managing to keep it in line. So are they going to catch Peter Murray and pass Peter Murray? Slightly wide up the hill, losing a bit of momentum, so just rolling off slightly to avoid spinning, obviously. But still managing to catch on the brakes, as it looks like Herman has just outbraked himself. But nowhere for Andre to get past there. He might make a dive into the final turn. That's a definite opportunity to pass if he can get close enough, which he isn't at the moment. So possibly down into turn 2. And Peter Marais, in the meantime, has pulled away slightly. His Haymann's mistake has meant that he's held up Andre Hildebrand as well, and the two of them have now given Peter a bit of breathing room. So currently Yandre is 32 seconds, I believe, off the lead, not behind. Yes, that would be from the leader. 32 seconds from the leader. So Timo is actually still pretty close to Jason. Perhaps we need to be seeing where Timo is currently sitting. He indeed does have Jason in his sights, and he has Chris not too far behind as well. About a 2-second gap between the three of them. Well, 2 seconds between Timo and Jason, and 2 seconds between Timo and Chris. There's Andre again having a look at Herman. Getting nice and close there. This rendition of Laguna Seca, in my opinion, is the best I've seen in any sim so far to date. It looks absolutely fantastic. And it drives great as well. It's a laser scan track, very, very accurate. Looking up the inside. Herman running slightly wide. Andre's there. Herman's giving him the space, but unfortunately Andre didn't get the momentum to get past. Two of them having a nice battle there. So Peter Marais is just doing his thing, managing to stay ahead of them while these two are fighting it out here. We have a yellow in sector 3. Not sure who that might be. Just looking at all our lap times at the moment, the top 3 have dipped into the 35s, a 35.0 for Mika, 35.5 for Jason, and 35.1 for Timo. But Chris on his previous lap did a 34.9, so currently Chris having the pace out of our top 4 drivers. Andre again having a look here at Herman. Close enough now, but he's backed out of it to be safe. But if Herman runs wide, he'll definitely get him. But Herman getting the perfect apexes there. Dropping the wheel on the dirt on the exit though. Andre is just being very cautious. Let's go have a look at our top 3 again. Let's see what's happening as we see here. I wasn't sure if we were going to have a pass there, but they've caught right up to the back of Peter again. Looks like Herman was a bit slower there, and Andre almost got caught out by it. And he's getting quite desperate to get past. He's definitely got the pace, but just can't make the move stick. Let's see if he's going to go for a move in the final corner. If not, then we'll have a look at what's happening up front. Okay, so let's see, I'm getting a bit sideways there. Let's have a look at Jason. Yes, seemingly got a bit of a gap. Looks like the gap to Timo has grown slightly. I guess that's just a visual. Mind you, the gap to Mika is now 3 seconds, and that's kind of staying stabilized. So just over 7.5 minutes left. We'll just have to see if there's any incidents towards the end with tires wearing. Let's have a look again and see what's happening with obviously Hammond having a look at Bjorn Buchner. Team Dunstan. Sorry, not Bjorn, with Peter Murray. The Waldmec sponsored car. And slightly wide into the dirt. Hammond might get a good run on him, but I think he's got too much ground to make up. Andre Duppenau has now got past Bjorn Buchner, and he has indeed. So that, I guess, is a position that had swapped again. So the two of them having a nice dice here. Bjorn looking at the inside, but I believe Andre will have the speed and the momentum on the outside. There were a bit of a contact. Two of them managing to keep it going though. Bjorn trying everything there. Good run by Bjorn at the moment, currently in 6th place. I'm not sure what's happened to Andre. I know he's been busy with real world race commitments, so didn't have much time to practice this round. Sometimes it shows, especially with a difficult track like this. Drivers that don't get enough practice definitely don't have the results. Good evening to Morris as well in the chat, managing to join us. Hope your work went smoothly tonight. Here having a look at, he's of course being passed by Herman and Andre away from the eyes of the camera. Let's see if he can hang on to them now they've managed to get past. Of course Andre has now got the best opportunity to make a move, and he's going to have to be defending from Peter as well. Right up behind Herman now, he's definitely going to go for a move here. He's close enough. He must stick his nose up the inside here. No, surprisingly not. Taking the wider line, maybe going to bring it back and try and get a better exit. Maybe a nice apex there on the second part. Good dice going along between these two here, with Peter unfortunately having lost out there. He's going to go for a move up into the corkscrew. He's definitely got more speed into the corkscrew. But having to take the slightly wider line. Hammond's a bit slower on the entry, so I think Andre having to take the wider line to avoid any incidents. Peter coming strong towards the latter part as well, coming back on a charge, then they can move it under. A brief yellow there, I'm not sure who that was for. And we have our leader catching up behind as well, so they are likely to be lapped sometime soon. Hopefully they'll see the blue flags. Right on the bumper now of Hammond. Andre's had a few bad rounds in the championships that we've had, but seems to have every now and again have really good races. So tonight looking like he's had a bit of a bad start, but still managing to have a good race. Great battle here between himself and Hammond. See, I believe that's Timo on the side of the track there. I'm not too sure what has happened to Timo. It looks like he's parked it maybe. There's an incident there between Andre and Herman. Andre waiting for Herman. Of course the leader's coming through as well. At least Andre doing the right thing and waiting there. Unfortunately that's affected both of them, and that's allowed Peter to get past. Of course with Timo pulling over, whether it was for mechanical reasons or what, I'm not sure. Possibly having a headset issue, his headset going off or something like that. Timo does drive in VR, and occasionally with VR, especially if you didn't have time to practice, maybe the headset wasn't charged and it's disconnected. Right, so the battle commences with a minute to go, so this will be their final lap. So Peter Maria has now been gifted 6th place due to these two having an incident and Timo Smith having an issue. I'm not sure if Timo is actually driving or if he just pulled out. I believe he has stopped, so let's have a look. As we see Peter Murray losing it, unfortunately. Managing to somehow keep going. So Timo is indeed going again. Maybe he just had an incident or something went wrong. Not sure, but he's kept it going. Although he's a long way behind Andre Hildebrand, so yeah, not sure what happened there. So we're on the final lap. Let's have a look at our race leader at the moment. Coming across the line. Okay, Abrams taking the win. Jason Underwood taking 2nd place. Chris coming... Is Chris that far back? No, Chris crossing the line already. Yandre taking 4th place, Bjorn Buchner taking 5th place. Peter Murray taking 6th place, and Herman taking 7th, Andre Hildebrand taking 8th. And we watch Timo Smits coming across the line. Now he will then get 9th place. So a disappointing result for Timo in the end. But managing to still at least bring it home, so congratulations on at least getting across the line. So there, a great win for Mickey Abrams once again. Let's see if we can have a look at our results this way. So Mickey taking the win from Jason, from Chris, from Yandre, from Bjorn, from Peter, from Herman, from Andre, from Timo, and from Hilton, who unfortunately had a disconnect. So let's head off to a commercial break, and when we come back we will have some interviews with the top 3 drivers hopefully. All right, welcome back, everyone. We are joined in the commentary booth tonight by first, second, and fourth place. Unfortunately, Chris couldn't make it; he had to leave. So we'll start off with Mika. Mika, a fantastic result. A terrible round the previous round, but definitely bouncing back with a solid race tonight. I'm gathering the previous round you just didn't have enough practice in. You were uncharacteristically off the pace and making mistakes. Tonight, you definitely were on pace, made very little mistakes. So you just sort of got in the lead and just kept the lead and just managed your pace. So fantastic result. Give us some feedback from your side.
Yeah, thank you, Dennis. Well, first of all, today was redemption for last race. I didn't get any practice in for last race because I was in Durban racing in real life. So I just came back on the Sunday and did practice. Today I did lots of practice. I found out I was just nailing everything, and thankfully today I got the Grand Slam. Had a perfect race. Just conserving the tires. Towards the end, Jason was catching me a lot, so I was getting a bit under pressure, but I kept it calm and composed and brought it to the line.
You are also back up to second place in the championship now, only 7 points behind Jason. So great round tonight has definitely done your championship wonders. Last round, unfortunately, didn't do it much good, but yeah, great redemption there.
Thank you.
So yes.
No.
Then Jason, it looked like yourself and Chris definitely had the pace, and then when it came down to qualifying, Mika just stuck it in there. And in the race as well, you looked like you just were struggling a little bit with tire wear. How was the race from your point of view?
Yeah, I was suffering from, I'm not sure what it was, but I kept on having a message saying synchronizing come up on the screen. So 1 minute Mika would be 10 meters in front of me, and then he would be 2 kilometers in front of me. So I had no idea where I was. So I'm not sure what happened. I lost all my mirrors halfway through the race, so something to look into. But yeah, congrats to Mika. That pole position was pretty mighty. But yeah, I know it was. Other than that, it was a quiet race, I think, for the top 4. But yeah, on to the next one.
Yeah, I noticed while you were driving, every now and again your car would sort of glitch back and forward. So I wasn't sure, maybe it was a connection issue or something happening. But yeah, I'm not sure. Synchronizing is usually an issue when the client is talking to the server. It usually synchronizes all the track data. So once it's done, it shouldn't be doing it again. So I'm not too sure what happened there, but that was a shame because you definitely had the pace. And hopefully the next round you can put a bigger fight, which will be the Red Bull Ring.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Then heading to our fourth place driver, Yandre, you had a bit of an up and down round tonight. You seem to be going off a little bit as well as having good pace. Not the cleanest of races, but you're managing to at least get a decent result out of it. So congratulations on your fourth place. Give us a bit of feedback from your side.
Yeah, it was a quiet race for me, except that I lost it twice. I had to fight back with the guy that was behind me, and at the end the tires went off, and I had to struggle to keep it on the road.
Yeah, it was definitely not the easiest of tracks to race on. It's a very rewarding track when you get it right, but it's very unforgiving when you get it wrong.
Yes. If you go far wide off.
Yes, and you hit a barrier or something, and yeah, it's not good.
Yeah.
Now, the three of you all having lots of support in the YouTube channel tonight. So let's start with Mika. Mika, you want to give a shout out to anyone? Of course, your mother always in the chat.
My parents, to you for hosting this event, and to my F4 team, FSP Motorsport.
Okay, and then of course yourself, Jason. Any shout outs from your side?
Yeah, obviously to the trusty, faithful, 4 above supporters back in South Africa. The ones that have joined us here in the UK as well. Teammate Chris for a podium, which is good. And yeah, it was just good all round anyway. So happy days.
And Yandre, anything from your side? Yandre still there?
No, he left.
Okay. All right. Then just an update on the championship, Jason. You now are the championship leader. You're on 192 points ahead of Mika, who's now second with 185 points. Timo has now dropped down to third on 175. And Chris has dropped down to fourth place. So that's our current championship standings. So thank you to everyone tonight. I seem to have lost a little bit of desktop audio here. Not sure if everyone can hear me clearly or not, but thank you for everyone tonight. I'm just going to say goodnight to everyone. Have a good evening. Thank you also to Alwin for making everything possible. And to all the guys that do rock up, thank you. Unfortunately, some of the guys couldn't make it tonight due to work commitments and other commitments as well. But thanks to everyone. Great racing tonight. It's definitely not the easiest of track, and we saw some good racing at the front and good racing at the back. So good racing throughout. Thanks to everyone on the YouTube channel. And remember, if you enjoyed what you saw, to like and subscribe. And we will catch you all at the next round, which is next week at the Red Bull Ring in Austria. So catch you guys all then.